Hello, my name is Jimmy Ellis.
And my name is John, the author.
And I'm Greg Baker.
And we are here to talk to you about Avengers EndGame.
This is not quite Black group therapy, but
Man, what did y'all think, man? I think Avengers was great.
First off, it did not disappoint. There's so many times you watch movies and you watch them and you're waiting for a movie and then it's just disappointing, or you're waiting for a movie but it's good, but it's not as good as your expectations. That movie lived up to my expectations. I expected it to just be marveled by a grandiose super movie, and it was just a grandiose super movie.
I honestly think it could have been a little longer. Because I would have sat through another 40 minutes or an hour, wherever it was that good. It really was a great way to spend my time. And I really enjoyed the fact that there's so many unanswered questions. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I want to let y'all know there's a lot of spoilers in this video too. So if you haven't seen it, log off now and come back and watch it later.
Okay, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Okay, so that means we're giving you enough time, even though it's just us here, for you to turn this off. So please do.
Yeah.
We warned you. We warned
you. You know, for me, I think it was like, whenever people tell me a movie was good and they raise my expectations, and then I see the movie and I'll be like, man, it was good, but it wasn't that great. Like, this was the first time ever in my entire life where it was like people hyped the movie up, and I went to go see it, and I was like, yo, like my expectations, like they didn't let down my expectations.
It wasn't a letdown at all. The movie wasn't it really was like it summed up all the years of all the great Marvel movies that they blessed.
It really summed them up, and it did something I've never seen a movie do. Usually, I hate it when action movies have parts where the action and fighting isn't happening, and I'm just waiting for the action part, but I know the story has to happen, so they can't be fighting in every moment because that's how they decide to make movies. So when they did that in Avengers, EndGame, because Infinity War was a giant fight, but in EndGame they had large scenes of not fighting. It was still interesting. Those not fighting scenes was really interesting and I feel as if it's because they were doing something no movie had ever done, which was making endless series of movies and connecting them all together. Because it was just a giant sequel to all the movies
that ever made. And that really started years ago because Marvel really revolutionized movies with the in credit scenes, and they really linked a lot of them movies and really just think about the box set of by the EndGame being the last of the series. You know what I'm saying? Before they start the fourth generation, just think about the box set collection you have. You have all the Captain Americas. You'll have all the what you call it?
Thor's, the Black Panther. Well, there's only one Black Panther. You have the Guardians of the Galaxies. You have all that.
And I think Marvel changes the world so deeply. Sure, it's a fact there's only one Black Panther movie, but there's really three. Because there's Black Panther, and there's Infinity War, and there's EndGame. Because if a sequel really is what happens next to the character.
Show Wakanda.
That's true.
In EndGame.
But it was still what happened next to the character after the Black Panther movie.
But you know what though? That scene when Black Panther came out the Doctor Strange magical circle, that was an emotional scene. Because it was like, man.
Niggas in the theater, old ladies in the theater was like, there you go!
The first time I saw the movie on Thursday night, the 25th, they didn't say this, but when I saw it today on Saturday, the 27th, they said Wakanda forever. People in the theater said Wakanda forever. I thought that was the greatest thing to screen.
That was the most. I cried. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I cried because I was actually watching the movie for two people. You know what I'm saying? So when Wakanda came out, and then Spider-Man came out too. Oh, that was too much at once.
Yeah, you know why I did say that? Because when you think about the past few years and especially for us men, when Marvel would release a movie, we made it our mission to go support it, to go see it because we had childhood connections to it, right? And it's EndGame for a lot of people was a conclusion, right? A period to 10 years of just anticipation.
Right.
So a lot of people
a 10-year build up.
Right, a lot of people who passed, during that time wasn't able to see that, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
we're watching for you. We go
all. They just kept telling the story over and over again. They told it a whole bunch of times when we were children, and then one day they told it when we were adults, and they had told the story so well. They became masters of telling the story.
And I really
they put it in this movie, and we just were just blown away by how great they are telling this whole story.
And you know what? And it also helped me realize how important Captain America was to me as a shawty. Because I remember I had the Captain America toys. I remember my brother had the shield, and then when it all came to fruition, we really saw how powerful Captain America was when he picked up the Thor hammer. You know what I'm saying? He was able to go.
That was the shit.
Yeah.
Because I used to watch the conspiracy. I was watching all the conspiracy theories on YouTube, and they was like, Captain America might be worthy in this movie, and I was like, yeah, I'm expecting that. But the way that they did it was
they
like,
made you think Thor was picking up his own hammer with his power to save himself. So I was like, yeah, Thor, Captain America, that motherfucker was Captain America.
He was worthy, bro.
Thor had both of his hands occupied because Thanos was finna put that axe through his chest.
Thanos was gonna kill that nigga.
He was gonna kill him, so he really couldn't. He couldn't grab it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because if
Captain America took it off. And we're like, hold on, I gotta do something.
Hey, but Captain America started whooping Thanos' ass.
Yeah,
Captain America always could, but he just didn't.
Because I thought Captain America was so weak
he didn't have the
against
power.
Thanos, but he did better than Captain Marvel against Thanos.
Do y'all think Captain America is a more skilled fighter than Thanos?
Yeah, maybe.
He's the most skilled fighter in the universe.
I don't know, because Thanos is like thousands of years old, but he's a tactical fighter as well.
He is, because you see how he handled the Hulk, but at the same time, he was the same power level as the Hulk at that moment. That Mjolnir, that leveled the playing field. In a way, gave Captain America an edge.
He gave him an edge against him, but then when Thanos got mad,
because
he started back fucking.
If you think about the combo, because I've seen the movie twice, so when I saw it first, I realized it was a combo because he hit him with the hammer a couple of times. Then he electrocuted. He hit him with the shield too, but he electrocuted him while hitting him with the hammer. Then he called electricity and shot him with the hammer. Then he called electricity directly to come down with the hammer. Then he jumped to hit him with electricity, but then he rolled out the way, and that's when Thanos started coming back, and then he beat them both. And then, of course, he called in his army.
See, he called his army when Black Widow got a hold of him. But look, the funny thing is, though, it was
Scarlet Witch. No, he didn't call it airdrop.
But after he beat Captain America, he called in the army.
Oh, okay.
And then that's when
everybody
the tears came because after he called in the army, your army. The Infinity War came, and they ran it back.
Just to backtrack for a second, though.
That shit just made me smile already over again.
Right.
But look, though, it was a pivotal moment in the series, in the whole 10 years. But look, though, there was a lot of combo moves in that last scene anyway. Think about how that moment when Thor had his hammer, electrocuted the hammer, then shot it through Iron Man. Iron Man had some stuff come out of his back that magnified the whole impact. And it was a lot of combo.
Hold on, how the hell? Okay, I get it. Captain America is worthy, but how the hell did he call down lightning just because he picked up the hammer?
Because
does holding the hammer make you give you the ability to use lightning?
I guess he can just use the powers of the hammer. And then one of the things I want to focus on with Captain America is his whole masterpiece journey, because it was Captain America 1 and then Captain America 2, and then every Avengers movie was just sequels to that. But then it really called to how this movie was a sequel to the first one, because let's think about Captain America. His life was changed. He was a little nigga. He couldn't fight in a war. And American scientists made it so he could fight. And then what happened was he fought in the war, and he just kept fighting. And after he won World War II, they froze him 7 years. He got out. He just kept fighting. And through all these fights, he became such a tremendous warrior that it got to the point where he was worthy because of his growth. And then what happened after he was worthy, he won. another American scientist came up to him and changed his life again and said, with these PEM particles, you can get the life you deserve, have your whole life back. You can go dance with the girl after you won World War II and save the world, right? Mm-hmm. And then when you saw him dancing with the girl, if you really think about Captain America 1, that really ended the whole Captain America series. Like, his story is done. Like, he saved the world endlessly, and then he got his hero life.
That was a good way to... he deserved that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was. That's why I say that what made the movie great, because it gave us closure, right? And then at the end of the movie, I don't know about y'all, I waited right towards the end credits because I was like, yo, let's see if they're gonna put any more snippets, which they didn't. And I know a lot of people was upset, but I was kind of glad, right? Because that gives us time to kind of just sit with what just happened and not be on edge. You gotta think about it. We've been on edge for the past 10 years. We've been wondering, okay, what they gonna do now? But now we get a chance to rest. We get a chance to be
Iron Man story is over.
We get a chance to soak everything in and just relax and be thankful.
I think Pepper gonna come out as a new Iron Man.
Remember, they say in the comic books, according to the shows I watched, because I've never read it, they said that her name is the Rescuer. Mm-hmm. She has the Iron Man armor on. And there have been stories where Tony Stark was gone or dead, and then she had to run the company as something called the Rescuer. Mm-hmm. So they may be going in that direction.
See, that Captain America story though was kind of cold, because when he went back in time with everybody, he kind of had a moment to look at, Agent Carter through the window and reminisce for a second. And
Captain America?
Yeah, Captain America. He had a moment to kind of reminisce and really think about that dance. And don't forget, she died. And she was old.
Because he met her when she was old, and then he regretted not living his life with her. And then she died, and he went to her funeral. And what he wanted and what he deserved after winning World War II and stopping the Nazis was his life with her.
He kissed her granddaughter, and
he could have lived the life for her. Mm-hmm. He wanted Agent Carter.
He could have had that bitch.
Yeah, Agent Carter was cold though. Agent Carter was you know what I'm saying? He fucked with her.
She was a white queen.
Yeah, she was his white queen.
Hey.
She was his white bitch.
Iron Man went back in time and he talked to his pops. What y'all think about that?
Yeah, one thing about that is crazy. The fact that Iron Man was just so. I like his character because they really emphasize how he comes from a long line of soldiers. Of weapons developers that have won wars with weapons. And when you look at his story began just like the trailer said, with motherfuckers trapping him in the cave because he made a great weapon and said, make another weapon. He said, I'll make a weapon, bitch. And then he made a weapon that killed them all. And then, how does he die? He holds the strongest weapon in the known universe and defeats the strongest, most lethal enemy in the universe with that weapon and kills them. You know what I'm saying? And then he makes the best Infinity Gauntlet. Because this Infinity Gauntlet is so good, it brings everybody back to life, and it kills everybody, and he used it to the trick.
Well, no, I don't think he made the. It don't because he didn't even when he snapped it. His armor became an Infinity Gauntlet.
Well, I remember
because Thanos had the Infinity Gauntlet that he originally made.
Mm-hmm. I think that gauntlet was the best though. I think Thanos was having a problem snapping his fingers in Iron Man's Infinity Gauntlet. It was he couldn't really.
They were still trying to stop him.
He didn't have no problem snapping it. He was they was whooping his ass.
Yeah, stopping him. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, what do y'all think about Captain Marvel up in that joint?
She was strong. She beat up that whole ship just like she did in the last movie. Hey, but she didn't do better against Thanos than Captain America. Captain America was whooping that nigga ass.
But she couldn't get to him as much though. But when she got to his ass, she was fucking him
up. And he tried to give her that headbutt, and that shit didn't work.
It didn't move. He was like, "Oh, this bitch."
He was strong.
Hey, he had to motherfucking pull out the Power Stone and blast her ass.
He took the Power Stone right off and punched her with it.
That lets you know, that nigga, he's a tactical ass fighter.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then, that really shows,
So if she would have really got to get down on him, it was it would have been over with. But they used her right because they kept her away, and that's what you got to do in movies sometimes. like they used the Hulk right. If the Hulk would have got down on him, it would have been something too. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they had to keep
It was like a
preoccupied.
Goku moment.
The
Like, we're all fighting to
needed a second
Goku.
try at his ass.
Huh?
The Hulk needed a second run.
And then he would have been. The Hulk is smarter now too.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
But he ain't no fighter though.
Yeah, David Banner really ain't no fighter like that.
I mean, I don't consider that's I don't think that's real because remember David Banner and the Hulk is the same thing. So the whole point of the story is that he's lost his insanity, and because it's like in my opinion, I think it's a side effect of the gamma radiation that made him crazy like that with that multiple personality disorder. When he does that, he doesn't have his multiple personality disorder. He doesn't have his craziness. He doesn't think he's two people. He's just that one person. You know what I'm saying?
So
and you notice he was less green too. I thought that shit was cold because I always wanted that to happen. I always wanted him to do that. I was so glad that Professor Hulk was there.
I mean, that's almost like the same Hulk they had on the cartoon with the Hulk Smash. But almost because he wasn't that smart. But look though, what you think about when the Hulk came down and bust through the door and knocked the Tesseract out of Iron Man hand and Loki?
That shit was funny.
That mean Loki back in the MCU.
And you know what else that means? Loki never becomes good. So everything that Loki was in these past movies, he never gets to go through what he went through to become a good guy.
So he gonna walk up to Thor, and then Thor's gonna be happy to see him, but Loki's just gonna be evil.
Like, nah, nigga, I still hate you.
So it's a whole
because remember in Thor 2,
it's a whole Loki Tesseract floating around in the universe. That's not accounted for on another timeline.
But then when you think about it, they went back into the past and got the Tesseract before Loki could get it, but that's just another alternate universe because I think they established that each time you go in the past, you go to an alternate version of the past or something like that.
Because Loki dropped it to the whole other timeline once he grabbed it. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
He dropped it to a whole new timeline because even if they went back, he was already gone.
Yeah.
There's already new stuff that's going on right there in that whole little moment. Because that did not happen originally.
Right. So that's why time travel is so tricky. Like, cause it's tricky because it's like we trying to make sense of something that's really not.
That don't really exist.
That don't exist.
I think time travel is possible.
And then Nebula hated herself so deeply because past Nebula was like beating her future self up. And then it was so deep with the same person beating her future self up. The new Nebula killed herself.
Nebula didn't hate herself.
If you shoot yourself in the head, in the chest, and you die, then you hate yourself.
Nebula was She was trying to. It wasn't suicide.
It was suicide.
She stayed alive though. That's the crazy
suicide is killing yourself.
But look though, Nebula didn't hate herself.
Suicide killing herself.
She overcompensated to satisfy her father. Because every time she lost what? Another piece of her
got ripped off, yeah.
Exactly. So
she still hated herself.
She didn't hate herself. She overcompensated. She wanted.
Hold on, you saying the old Nebula didn't like the new Nebula or the new?
I'm saying that Nebula hated herself because she killed herself. Because even if I'm a past you and you're a future you, it's still you, and you still shot yourself. You didn't shoot the gun out of her head. You didn't shoot her in the leg. You didn't stop her. You just absolutely killed her. And I'm saying, like, look at how old Nebula walked up to future Nebula and just started beating her own ass, right? And then when it was future Nebula,
she had to do it.
She was doing it for Thanos, right? But then when future Nebula had a chance to beat up past Nebula, she showed hate too. She was like, "Fuck you, bitch."
But she had to kill that. She tried to talk that bitch out of it. That bitch was finna kill tomorrow.
But she could have shot her somewhere else.
No, they had to kill that bitch.
It's still kill her.
Because she know how she was. She was in it. And she said before she killed her, she said, he won't let me. You know what I'm saying? She was everything she said. She ain't lived long enough as the new Nebula
to see how because a lot of times people want to change, but they be so deep in the shit that they don't know where to even start. Right. For that, and they can't even envision themselves being what you saying that they can really be.
You looking at it.
Yeah, I think those are the results of a terrible life.
So she saw herself, and she knew that she knew that part of herself hadn't seen what she needed to see in order to be able to make that change. So she had to,
and it's still kind of fucked up.
And a purple dude
he won't let me.
That don't live on your planet came to your planet when you're a blue mother person and then went to the green people's planet and said, "You two are my daughters, or we're not even the same race, creed, and culture, or we're not even from the same planet." That wasn't really their father. That was just a label. In reality, he was a kidnapper who was torturing them and butchering her and forcing her to exist in a terribly evil way.
But do you
And that's who he really was. That's why they hated him.
Do you understand that it's people that fall in love, they kidnappers too?
Yes,
that's a situation where Thanos wasn't. I don't know how deep it go. He wasn't molesting them or touching them, but he provided them. Well, he provided.
That conversation just got funny.
Hey, Thanos provided them with a place to stay and made them his daughters. You know what I'm saying? So they felt they did what they had to do to please their daddy, and he called them at a younger age. You know what I'm saying? That's all they knew until Gamora started feeling some type of way about his mission, and then eventually the other daughter started feeling some type of way about the mission. You know, after she wanted to kill his ass. You know what I'm saying? So,
speaking of Gamora, do y'all think that she is able to I think that she gone. I think the one that he sacrificed, that Vormir, is gone. And I think
she gone. They can't come back.
She can't come back. So I think
alternate reality Gamora is now in that reality instead of the other reality. So Peter Quill gonna get with her. And you know what I think that is?
She might not even like it. She might go for Thor.
I think this is just like Mortal Kombat 11 storyline. Think about it. Peter Quill goes up to a hard to get girl. At first the girl don't like him, but later on he gets with her, right? And then later on he meets a past version of her that don't like him yet. But he's just gonna do the same shit. And she gonna like him. Just like in the new Mortal Kombat, you know, Sonya Blade and Johnny Cage got together, they had a kid. At first Sonya Blade was like, hell no, but she got with him. And then the past Sonya Blade come in and you know, she's like, no, Johnny Cage, I don't like you, but he already know the mystery. Yes you do.
Yeah.
We don't have kids.
Yeah. No, not yet.
Right there, you know, so it's like really the same kind of like storytelling, you know, same like, you know, thing happening there.
I've seen, I think that like...
That's my theory about Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think they left a lot of space for them to answer a lot of questions in the movies in the years to come, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, cool, I'm looking forward to seeing how they do that, right? Because we know that there's gonna be a Black Widow movie. Mm-hmm. So I heard the Black Widow movie is gonna be.
It must be a prequel.
That's gonna be on Disney.
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
The Black Widow movie. That's gonna be in the theaters.
Nah, it's gonna be a series they're gonna run on Disney Plus. Disney Plus is a new network they're coming out with, almost like Netflix. DC Network. Yeah, it's gonna be like DC Network, but it's gonna be like Disney.
Netflix, Disney.
They're gonna have Loki on there. Mm-hmm. They're gonna have.
Yeah, are they gonna use the actors from the movie?
Yeah, actors from the movie. Loki gonna have his own show. Mm-hmm. And then, like Captain America's love interest, she has her own show already. She has 2 seasons.
Captain America's love interest?
Yeah, she has her own show right now.
Agent Carter. Yeah, she had 2 episodes on ABC. She had 2 seasons on ABC. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
I watched it.
Agent Carter.
Agent Carter's pretty good. It basically showed how she came up in Shield as a female in the era where females ain't had no say so. Kind of like right now. Mm-hmm. Dun, dun, dun.
I don't know. I think I always hoped that they would intertwine television with the movies.
They've been doing that though.
And
they've been doing that.
One of the characters I was watching.
Hold on real quick. Now they've been doing that though, Johnny. They've been doing that with Marvel's Shield on ABC.
Yeah,
they do that because they mix it in before Age of Ultron came out. They had a little lead in to the movie because they had Agent Coulson on there, and they did some little mission. Then he had called up the Avengers we did it. Then it kicks off to the movie. You know what I'm saying? So they mix it in.
And then Jarvis, you remember Jarvis from the movie when he went to the past, and that was the voice of
Butler.
Yeah, that's actually in one of that's in the agent. Agent Carter's show, and that was the first time that a character that was in the MCU that was in the television show came to the movies. So usually it's the characters in the movies go to the television show, and that's how you know it's canon. But this time it was a character that was only in the show and then it came.
I like
to
that.
The
I
movie.
like because that's.
But
now you
then
gotta say
arguably
it.
that's not true because Jarvis was, in the first movie.
Yeah.
So but the actual standing there Jarvis began in Carter, so you can just take it however you want. But so that is the first time it happened though.
Man, that's crazy, man. So back to EndGame. So what happened? Captain America, he, went back to the past and was like, what, I'm not coming back yet. I'm gonna live my whole life. Iron Man died. The Hulk snapped.
Ant-Man saved the day with the idea.
Okay, so Rocket Raccoon, I like how they called. I thought he was a Build-A-Bear. He was like, maybe I am. Because he probably just got so sick of just them calling him crap. He's like, maybe I'm gonna Build-A-Bear. And then let's talk about each character. Vision was gone. He didn't come back.
Yeah. But they said I was watching something they talking about Shuri might have successfully downloaded Vision's consciousness. So when in Infinity War, remember?
Oh
so
yeah.
She
I was so glad Shuri was back. I was just so happy to see Shuri.
Yeah.
And then
Shuri would have had that time machine working like that.
And I just saw the movie with Childish Gambino, Rihanna, and the Shuri actor today.
That was a good movie.
Oh, that was a good movie.
Guava Island.
Yeah, Guava Island. Spoiler alert for Guava Island.
Guava Island was a great movie.
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
But
he died.
I don't know, man. I was just so entertained, and I was just so happy to just finally be able to experience it, man, because it's been so long, right? I remember the first time, I think it was in Iron Man, when they showed the little end clip and Tony Stark was at the bar and Samuel L. Jackson came up and said, I want to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative. And I remember getting up out the seat in the theater and like, oh shit, they finna do an Avengers movie. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
And then this is years ago.
That was 10 years.
You know what I'm saying?
That
was like that had to be the end of Iron Man, one or maybe
no, that wasn't Iron Man, because Iron Man, Samuel L. Jackson ran up on Iron Man in his crib, and then I think they ran up on Iron Man in the bar. Got to be at the end of. I want to say one of the Captain America movies. It might be the Hulk. I want to say the Hulk.
Yeah.
I want to say the Hulk though.
I want to say Hulk, but it was a while ago, whatever it was, and it was just like, yo, we've been waiting on this, and we finally got it. You know what I'm saying? And it did not let us down. You see what I'm saying?
What you think about Hawkeye turning into a Ronin?
Ronin. I was never really too familiar with his story anyway, but I think it was dope.
Hawkeye died in the cartoon. Hawkeye died and came back to life. He was like, fuck this shit, a ninja. So this time his family died, so he was like, fuck this shit, ninja. So in the comic book, it's really just tragedy happened, and he's like, fuck this shit, ninja. And this all black ninja just going crazy, killing folks. So I like how this version of Ronin came across because he was really good. And then that fight that he had with Black Widow
that was cool.
To kill themselves.
Yeah,
we were fighting to suicide ourselves. Sacrifice that shit.
And Black Widow showed that she always been better than him. Even trying to kill herself, she wouldn't let this nigga. She wouldn't let him jump off.
That Red Skull thing.
She caught him at the last minute.
And
I would have threw Red Skull off the do it count. I care about you and toss his ass off.
Is that fair?
Give me a hug, nigga.
Give me a hug, nigga.
My nigga.
She's so far.
Do you feel that?
And in the Soul Stone, I really thought Red Skull. Once Clint had the Hawkeye had the thing in his hand, I was like, the Red Skull gonna come behind them and just be like, nah, bitch, smack it back in the head, grab the stone.
He did that Thanos. Red Skull is cursed.
So
he a spirit. He just he don't have no legs. He just be floating. Like, what the fuck y'all
I really like this thing where the last Nazi is in space. So basically, the last Nazi lives on a barren planet called Mordor or something. Vormir guarding a soul stone.
But you know what? I do gotta call them out on this.
And that's just where he is.
I do gotta call them out on this though. So you know how in the Guardians of the Galaxy they were saying you have to be an extremely powerful being to hold an Infinity Stone.
They live up to that.
But in EndGame, motherfuckers was tossing Infinity Stones around like they was raising X, you know?
Nah, that was only Marvel who grabbed that bitch like that. That was in Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel grabbed it. Let's go over that then.
No,
Captain Marvel grabbed it.
Spider-Man had it. T'Challa had it.
No, that was the whole gauntlet.
The gauntlet, or do you mean the stone? Because the
whole
whole point of
the
the gauntlet is just being able to, for anybody to be able to, have the stones. So Raw handing the stones was the Master, the Dad, and Doctor Strange. She was able to do it, and then the Hulk was able to do it.
Talking about the ancient one.
The ancient one,
I think Thor.
Who else did?
I think Thor would have been able to put the gauntlet on, even though he was fat as fuck. I think Thor done took the light of a whole star. I think
Thor
he's still a guy. I think
he would have survived that. And then Doctor Strange was so bogus.
He was like, give me a million beers first.
Doctor Strange.
A million beers.
Hey, Thor was funny.
And then bring everybody back. I need the beers for the party.
And then let me remind you, Doctor Strange was so mean to the Captain. To Iron Man, because think about when they first met. Okay, let me just say this.
When they first met, they was mean.
Let me just say it like this: when they first met, they were just not being friendly and shit. And he was saying, "I'll sacrifice you to save the world," blah blah, this and that. And they started fighting. Then the motherfucker has a vision. Okay, Iron Man has to die to save the world. I'm gonna die first. I died. Alright, now I'm back. Alright, so what's gonna happen, Doctor Strange? Well, your whack ass gonna die, and I know it completely. And no bluff, but I'm not going to tell you. And then it's time for Doctor Strange was pointing at Iron Man, telling him, it's your turn.
He didn't
Don't do it.
He did that.
Yeah, but
he did not point.
Yeah.
He said one.
One.
Oh,
he said it was one.
Hold on, I gotta see it again.
Doctor Strange
did he do? No, I did it, but in my mind, I think he pointed to though.
It was a message.
He said one chance,
nigga. But it was still an Iron Man. And then when Iron Man died, he knew Iron Man was gonna die. He was at his funeral.
But you gotta remember that was one. He had a 1 in 14 million chance to beat Thanos. In order to beat Thanos, he had to do it.
And Iron Man was a true hero. Iron Man. Don't forget, Iron Man put a whole rocket through a hole. He was willing to dive in.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I'm saying? For the world, the last chance, Iron Man grabbed that man's hand and shook it. Mm-hmm. Took all them stones with him.
Yeah, man. He took all them. And he had designed a great Infinity Gauntlet that could use all the stones' power.
Now, I wanted him to make the gauntlet so cold where he could snap his fingers and take it. If it was going to Thanos' hand, snap his finger and it come on. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because he controlled actually the gauntlet, all that. But Iron Man got nanites in him.
He had two
gauntlets. But you gotta think about this though. They didn't know that Thanos from the past knew what they was up to.
They did.
So they thought they had already killed Thanos. So they weren't even worried about Thanos.
They didn't think about Thanos coming.
But he still made a great design because he designed more than one Infinity Gauntlet, which showed that he was just as great as the elf and the star who made the Infinity Gauntlet, because the Infinity Gauntlet is Beatrix. He's just as great as the midget that was a giant, and I thought that was so great. Infinity One midget that's a giant that blew my mind. And then he made it so that he can walk up and then take the stones.
You can't say the M word. Can't say the M word.
What, midget? You said the M word.
Dwarf.
Okay.
Little person.
But yeah, man, it was just so great. I think the way that they put everything together, man, it's just so great. Yeah. Captain Marvel, they had called the little ships to start shooting down, and then they stopped and they started shooting up. I knew, here comes Captain Marvel.
I thought that was another Starfleet.
Nah, I knew that. I call her the ship buster.
That's all she good for. She went right, and that ain't even bad. That ain't no bad gift to have. Like,
nigga, she fucked up his whole big ass ship.
All she's good for is destroying starships in the Earth. That's about to destroy the Earth.
Run through, and it's funny. It's like, what does she do when she going through it, dude? Because she just go through it and then she just blow up.
Because you see how her head got hard when he hit her. Mm-hmm. That's how her body probably get when she. Was it cosmic? What she got? Cosmic energy.
When she go into binary form.
Binary form.
She got the power from the space stone.
Just that's like the thing about what's that Marvel character with the helmet that be on the Spider-Man show. Nova.
Okay.
Do she got a little bit of that Nova energy in her?
I don't know.
That Nova, because Nova got the helmet, and he get all the power from the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
You know who else was fucking up? Who's finna fuck up Thanos though? Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, and then they
It was a couple
called down.
people.
She was waiting to
They
get
called
on his
down.
ass.
He called down the airstrike to stop her.
He was
But
waiting to
she
get
was
on
gonna
her.
get him, and
She was finna rip that. She was finna rape that nigga.
I really,
She started pulling that nigga clothes off.
yeah, I know.
Get naked. It's
She was
over.
Like, he was like, oh, nigga, oh, come
I'm
on,
not finna
hairstyle.
play
So it was
with
really
you.
a lady combo because the lady was about to kill him named Scarlet Witch, and then
Captain Marvel.
then the fire came down, and Captain Marvel came and stopped that. So that was pretty good. And that was a lady combo. And then another thing that you gotta look at is like the Infinity Stones and using them. Like it's always about how deeply Captain Marvel is a character, right?
Mm.
And she is she just has the power of the Space Stone. And the Space Stone, and you know, everybody was in all the movies was trying to get the Infinity Stones and try to use their power and keep it. She was the only character that was able to get the power of the Infinity Stone and keep it.
Mm.
So even though she doesn't have the Space Stone, she has this power, and they gave her superpowers.
Mm.
And they didn't do that for any other characters because like even
The
the
Scarlet
ancient one,
Witch.
the ancient one lost the stone, and then got doesn't have. That's the time power. She has all the other powers yet. And then when she beat the Hulk, I was so like, damn, that ancient one can beat the Hulk. I was never better
She
than
didn't beat
She
the Hulk.
didn't beat the
She
Hulk.
didn't beat the Hulk, but that because the
She
Hulk.
finessed
She
the Hulk.
She's like, nigga.
She hit him with a move that he couldn't.
I mean, but if that was a fight, she
No,
could have
no.
done that shit and then
The
just
Hulk-
grab
The Hulk beat her.
a super knife and cut her.
The Hulk beat her.
No, he didn't because of the fight. She just did that.
Hey,
That was
hey.
fault.
It wasn't a
What
fight
was
at
his
all.
mission?
Nobody
What was
beat
his
nobody.
mission?
To get the stone.
He beat
But
her.
it wasn't.
Well, it wasn't.
fight.
I wouldn't even work. I don't think we're using the wrong words. They didn't beat each other. They worked together.
Yeah, they worked
Because
together.
his mission was going to get the stone.
Mm-hmm.
He said out of his mouth, I don't want to do this, but I gotta get that stone.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Then once she hit him, she was like, let's start over.
And they had a conversation.
They had a conversation.
So he didn't beat her. They came to an agreement. He brought the shit back.
Yeah,
They
he
brought the
it back. He
stone
won.
back.
He brought it back. And I would say win, but I would be like, if you don't want to say win, he finished his mission.
She still did
He
better. than
completed his mission.
I think she still won, even though yes, she did complete that mission. That's all true. But like, you didn't expect like the fight to go that way. I didn't expect.
Why not? That's a go.
I did not expect. Oh man,
That's the
you're
first
right.
move we seen her do
Yeah.
when Doctor Strange came to us. First thing she did was
Knock the soul out of your body. Motherfucker
Nigga.
walk up on her, she knocked the soul out of their damn body.
Nigga.
that's her first. That's her
Anybody walk up
go
to
to.
That's a
her,
dope ass
she
move.
walked.
Nah,
she
that wasn't the
knocked
first
soul
move we
out
seen
of
her
your
do.
body.
The first move we seen her do when she put that whole reality ring around everything. She was fighting them soldiers that came to steal that stone, to steal a book from her. You know what I'm saying? But she could, if you in her facility, she could take that area and put you in it. You hug, and she could flip everything around and like.
That nigga. I don't know, man. Who else, man? Who else, y'all?
And then, like, you know, the ancient one, how deep was she knew one that she was going to meet Doctor Strange?
She already knew about
creepy.
it. She was like,
Is that
he's
she knew the future?
he's doing surgery right now.
He's down, and then,
Damn, she didn't meet him yet?
she
No,
hadn't met
but
him
she
yet.
knew. Because
She
she was
knew.
like,
She
she was
knew
like
the
this. She
future.
said this. She said, he gave it to him unless I made a mistake.
Because she had,
And she's like, here.
and she was
Because
acting like
he's
someone who knew the time.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the best out of all of us.
Mm-hmm.
So he willingly gave it to Thanos. If I made the mistake, and I ain't finna be the one to make the mistake.
Yeah.
That's why
When
she
she
gave it to
said
him.
that, I thought she was finna be on some bullshit. Like, damn, I should never gave that shit to that
Nah,
nigga.
she was like, he gave it to him. Well, once the Hulk said that, her man started going.
And then she grabbed his body with powers and then just threw his body back to the soul. She didn't take the soul and then throw it into the body. She picked the body up and brought it to the soul.
And think
That
about
is power.
Think about it. Doctor Strange, all that and more.
Yeah. That's why I think
He just don't go to that shit.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange would be like,
Well, we never see Doctor Strange do the soul knockout move.
no, but he
So
knows.
he
about
may
it.
not know how to do it like that.
He probably looked at it like, fuck that move.
Yeah. That's why I think Yoda.
He looked because he saw the first Doctor Strange. He was going through books. Like she was like, ain't nobody never picked this up that quick. He was like, bitch, me. And I know that shit you did to me too, bitch. I know how to get up out of that.
Lucky bitch, lucky on what you turn around.
They
Bitch.
hit you with, knock your soul out your body so you can see how it feel. Somebody probably hit her with that. She probably be mad. She be like, man, this is my own move. Look,
Well, it don't work on her. Like the concept would be if they tried it on her, it wouldn't work because she has such control over her power.
It just felt so good, man, when in the theater, man. Like when Thanos was like, yo, all the shit that I did, it was not personal. But this shit I'm about to do to y'all planet, nigga, I'm gonna enjoy this shit. And then the motherfucking that ring opened up, and niggas was like, ooh!
And then how Thanos...
And then all the niggas
started because Captain America stood up so strong, like, nigga, I don't get no...
How they caught on? How Thanos caught on that motherfuckers he had won, and then motherfuckers came from the future to stop him from winning, and then how he watched on her whole memory. Because the thing about it, when I watched it the first time, I was looking at it, but then I watched it the second time and I finally got it. We saw him watch certain parts of her memory, right? But according to the story, it was just cutting away as he watched the whole memory. So he watched the whole course of events. And then that's validated. Yeah, that's validated by when they came to him, he said, you couldn't live with your failure, so I brought you back to me. And I thought, like, nigga, that shit hasn't even happened to you yet, but you're still responding to what just happened. That shit was dope to me. Like, you're the past version of you, and you're still saying, y'all motherfuckers back for a rematch? You're not even supposed to know that. But they wrote it in the story, so he somehow did knew that. So he can say, y'all back for a rematch. Well, this time I'm going to kill all y'all. Because last time I just blew y'all up. Like, that was dope.
So if he would have got that shit, if he would have got it able to make that snap, he would have destroyed all life.
He would destroyed all life and then create new life afterwards.
See, Thanos sat there and watched all her memories. He watched all her memories. He studied it. Okay, because when the memories first popped up, Gamora thought it was a glitch from the fight. Thanos he said the Avengers. You know what I'm saying?
So he already knew who the Avengers was.
That was 2014. He had already sent Loki down there and all that shit. So Thanos had took old girl to the motherfucking his technical guy, his IT guy. IT guy hooked her up.
What was
and they watched, and they sat there and they cut scenes though, but they sat there and watched all her memories. Thanos, he like you say, technical. What you say? He's strategic. He sat there and watched tactical. He said that he got all that. That's why he said when he got back, he said I'm inevitable. He repeated because he watched get his head cut off. Thanos sat there and watched his head get cut off and say, I'm inevitable.
You know, my opinion on why
he said it again.
Is because that's just what he had to say. I don't think he watched himself and said, I'm going to say that. I just think that's what he had to say. He had to say so deeply.
He was stunned. He was stunned. Because when he said that, what he had? He had the motherfucker gauntlet from the snap his fucking finger.
He just had that to say. That's why he said it.
But don't forget, he heard himself say that shit when he got his head cut off.
It was probably his plan to say that before he even heard himself say it.
He only said that plan. The first time he said that shit, they had Mofus had him in the headlock. And he just got his hand cut off. Now, after he watched all that shit, he watched that shit happen to him.
Yeah.
He went back and the past version of him said, nigga, I watched my old self tell you I'm inevitable. And nigga, I'm back again. I'm inevitable.
Yeah.
But he was talking shit, but he was
talking shit.
He obviously was not inevitable.
He obviously wasn't. He obviously wasn't, but he's stunned. That's part of his personality.
I agree with all that, but my only point is that he said that not because he saw himself say it, but because he just had that shit to say.
I think he said it because he saw himself, because he would have said that shit when he first snapped his finger. I think. But tomato.
But he said, you should have first aimed for your head.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, you should aim for the head.
And they said, Thor, what have you done? I aimed for the head.
Yeah, that was cold.
The first thing was cut that nigga arm off.
Cut that nigga head off.
And then let's talk about it. He already blew up the stones. He finna try to make amends with his daughter. Thor was like, fuck Nebula and fuck.
He had to die. And that's the dope part about it, because it was like, yo, we knew that they was going to do time travel with this movie, and it was like, yo, a lot of times people mess up time traveling like stories, right? But they got that shit right. Well, they got it as right as they can get it.
Nah, because it's still Thor. It's still got Loki out there floating around.
Right. But what I'm saying is
that's a big threat.
What I'm saying is, like, usually when people tap into time travel in movies, it's cliche, and it's like, oh, okay, they're gonna go back and they're gonna change some shit. It's gonna be woo.
They went back and they tried hard.
They went back and they did it right as I've ever seen it been done. And they left a lot of loose ends, but that's good because Now we can see them trying to iron it out, and it's gonna make for more entertainment. Like
Yeah,
Loki's
that's
gonna go back because in the comics, Loki was never a good guy. So now, like, because even in the movie, it was like Loki's good.
Yeah, Loki died good though, but every time he had a little inkling to. He died a hero.
He kept dying in all the Thor movies, and then in Infinity War he actually died, but now they brought him back with the thing, and then one of the things that I think was clever about bringing Loki and some of the characters, Loki and Gamora, back like that, because now they have the original one died, but this is another dimension, and they're gonna start doing that story. And then another thing was how deeply the enemy's plan needs to be said. So their plan was, okay, we caught on that those motherfuckers came from the future to get us because we have a motherfucker that has a computer memory that we can watch at any time that's network. So if he comes to the past, it's still just her, so we can look at our network. So their plan was to, okay, we're going to switch places, and then I'm going to hack into the time machine. You guys are going to become small, and then become big, and then y'all gonna come and get the stones from everyone. I thought that shit was cold. Like how she started hacking into the time machine. And I thought about internet security, but you're trying to focus on building a machine to save the world. You can't focus on let's spend these extra days making sure you can't hack into the time machine.
She didn't really hack into it. Everybody was
her hands came out and she started hacking into the time machine.
Everybody was preoccupied. Everybody, she's from space.
Mm-hmm.
So she could do that shit to them in anybody's security system.
Right.
You feel me? Everybody was over there. They didn't think that was the switch. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, they didn't know that when she went back in time, they was gonna tap into her network. So they weren't prepared for none of that. Like you said,
she should have knew that though.
But that's the fact that.
But she ain't really no technical motherfucker. She know how to put herself back together.
When she realized it was too late.
It was too late. It was too late. It was already on
that was so smart of Thanos to create someone that he can just access their mind like that.
That was perfectly though.
That's what got his ass saved.
But see what happened
I always analyze her mind, the habit of just doing something that allowed him to catch on. Because if it wasn't for that impossible shit, because think about the whole point is that from Earth, and nobody on Earth thinks, Thanos is gonna look into her, read her mind because it's a computer, and that's why it went over everybody's head because it was technology nobody had, man.
But think about it though. You do computers and stuff like that. You understand networks. When they initially created her or started adding things to her, think about that network. So imagine Thanos always probably got a kill switch on her anyway. You know what I'm saying? And then he hit the network to her, and then by she coming back, it's just one network. By them motherfuckers, you know how them networks are when it's just one network and then cross. It's like a glitch. That was a glitch. That saved motherfucker Thanos' ass a little bit, gave him a little leeway that kind of fucked up the whole kind of the Avengers plan and shit.
I mean, it's not a glitch because he designed her to be able to access her memory and access her
But the
memory.
only reason it worked, right, because she was in the same year, right?
Same year.
So if she would have went to a different timeline, he wouldn't have been able to access that memory. So she fucked up because she went back.
She went
to
too close to herself.
Yeah, she was too close to
around
herself.
Thanos and his supercomputers that detect her memory. Because
if it was really cold, he could have been reading her memory from the future.
That shit.
He was. That's what he did.
No, he only read her memory when she came back.
But still. Well, you
that's
can rephrase him because reading her memory to the future means exactly what happened.
But I'm saying, if when she was in the future, he could have been reading her memory from the past. If it was really cold.
Hold on, what you mean?
Like everything that was going on in the future, in the past, he could have been reading that shit if they had everything. If the network was set up like that, where he can always read her shit.
You talking about which Thanos are you talking about?
The old Thanos.
The one that got his head cut off?
The old one from 2014.
Okay, so he said,
like, what if the system was so cold?
But he didn't know that he didn't know about the quantum realm until they, you know what I'm saying, until he realized that he watched her memory. Because watching her memory taught him about the quantum realm, remember? Because that's when Scott Lang came back and educated everybody else about the quantum realm. Because remember, she had to go get the PIM particles, and she gave him the PIM particles.
And the PIM particles,
so
it's really one thing I want to talk about the PIM particles is the pimp particles are overpowered in this movie. Like they made it so that Hank Pym didn't make Ultron this time because usually his creation in the comic books, and then he wasn't Ant-Man as an Ant-Man that was actively happening. But they made it so that his Pym particles made you bigger and smaller. Mm-hmm. Then they made it so it made you younger and older. Then it made it so you can travel through time. Like that's just as good as an Infinity Stone. The Pym particles are great.
See, the Pym particles made them younger and older.
And then why didn't they use the Pym particles to make Captain America younger again? Because remember Iron Man said that you can send someone through time or send time through someone. Yeah, like with the Pym particles, that means the Pym particles are super overpowered. And
that's why I think
young again.
Captain America is not done and Iron Man is not done, of course, but we know that they're going to keep them out of the picture right now so that they can create other franchises within other characters. And then if they want to bring them back maybe 5 years from now and do some really dope shit, then they're going to do it.
I'm excited about moving forward because I think Guardian of the Galaxy, I think they should drop Thor off. I want to see how they're going to handle Thor being in space because I think it's going to be a nice little battle between Thor and what's his name? Quill.
Yeah.
Quill, but I don't think it ain't gonna be no fight. It just basically gonna be how they doing.
Talking shit.
Nah. Cause ain't no fight between Quill and Iron and Thor.
I think Thor's gonna get back in shape, of course. Thor's getting ready to be he was tapping into the All-Father, so they tapped into his All-Father form in the movie. Like if you notice, his beard, he had it braided, when he was fighting Thanos and shit, he had his beard braided.
That's when he got his hammer back.
Yeah, and he was getting even the fat Thor, he was going into his, because he's supposed to become stronger than Odin when he taps into his All-Father form. And I was watching shit talking about how Thor is really low key stronger than Captain Marvel. So they really didn't show how strong Thor really is. You know what I'm saying?
And then the funny thing is, he left.
Yes, they did. He killed Thanos.
But he in hand-to-hand, not in hand-to-hand combat.
Not in hand-to-hand. Thanos did kind of best him in hand-to-hand. But
yeah,
they left it open for a girl taking over our Asgard now. He left her in charge. But eventually she got to come back. He got to come back and take over Asgard. That's a whole nother story.
It's a lot. They got so much. They got so much content to work with.
So eventually they got a Captain America, a Falcon. They could do a whole movie with Captain America, Falcon. And they could do something with all the girls they showed. They could do a movie with all them getting down in one movie, type of Avenger type thing. They got the Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Then they got Ant-Man. They can definitely do a lot of Ant-Man. You know what I'm saying? Then they can spin off with It's a lot of spin off. They can spin off. Agent Carter already ran her course, but who was that? I heard they got a lot going on with Hulk or with the Hulk, Incredible Hulk, and legal issues. People owning it and stuff like that. So I don't know. I never really liked the Hulk movies. You know what I'm saying? So
they ain't never really got it right.
I want a Professor Hulk movie because that's the number one Hulk I wanted to see. Man.
That'd been cool if they do it right and they can get everything together.
That would be dope. A Professor Hulk movie.
Who would be an enemy though? They'll bring back.
They can finally use a Mandarin.
I wouldn't use Mandarin.
Iron Man enemy, it can be the Hulk's enemy. That should have worked. The Mandarin slapped the fuck out of that.
The real Mandarin.
Did you see the Marvel one shot where they
established that there was a real
Mandarin?
What is the Mandarin's power?
The Mandarin is an Asian dude that has 10 rings and they have superpowers and he fights against Iron Man all the time.
I know I'm familiar with the villain, but I'm saying, what is his main power?
The rings that do different things.
Yeah.
So.
And then being a leader of a large organization while being evil organization while being rich.
See, leader is.
So he has lots of dudes with guns and trucks and.
Okay, we reaching 54 minutes. 54 minutes. We want to keep this under an hour.
So what I want to talk about. The main thing I want to talk about is how. Okay, so let's look at Hank Pym, right? So Hank Pym did it. He did it. He made the Pym particles. So what's the future going to be like? Because now you can go big, small, young, old. When you think about the old Ant-Man movie, the guy who stole the Pym particles from Hank Pym, we can make people young, we can make people small, right? And that's all he was going to do. But this is expanded so deeply. So I guess
see with them Pym particles, by us being they back now, so they could protect the pimp particles. But the funny thing is, they created it so many different ways you can use it, like you said. But one thing,
now you can use it to be immortal. Think about it, Scott. You can be immortal. You can be immortal with that pimp particle.
You can be immortal.
Pimp particle, if you're immortal.
One thing I want to touch on is how they're gonna move forward with the Iron Man story, because it was always a struggle to get his technology. You know what I'm saying? Now that Iron Man gone, it's really up to War Machine, Pepper, daughter, and his security guard to protect him, to protect. You know what I'm saying? All Iron Man. He probably got a lot of little Mark MKs sitting up in there. You know what I'm saying? He probably got a lot of Iron Man suits sitting around. Like, they'll love to get a hand up. They'll love one Iron Man suit just to reverse. That's all they really need is one of them, but they go crazy on reverse engineering it. You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole nother story.
I just look forward to it, man. I think that they create, like, what was so dope about EndGame is they answered a lot of questions and they low key created enough. You know what I'm saying?
They created a lot of questions.
They answered the ones that we've been waiting to be answered, and then they low key created new ones. That we don't feel like need to be answered immediately. We just like
questions like how the Asgardians survive, what did the Hulk do to become Professor Hulk besides what he said. And then, stuff like that.
And it's like, yo, this is so great, man.
And then, like, let's just think about Stark, the company, and the last name people relationship with Captain America. Because they made that's what the movies are all about. Because in the original movie, Captain America gets his shit from Howard Stark, right? So after he gets it from Howard Stark, him and Howard Stark are doing what? They're fighting a war together, right? And then 70 years later, he's with Howard Stark's son, and he's getting his technology from Howard Stark. He's getting all his money from Tony Stark, and technology from Tony Stark. He's getting the shield from Tony Stark, and it's just his relationship with the Stark.
Like, Thanos tore that shield
high level,
Tony Stark, Thanos tore that shield up.
Vibranium, adamantium, I don't care. I'm just the dude, a purple alien with a sword. And I'm just messing up the vibranium shield. He broke that. Like, it does not matter after that, the vibranium shield.
That man
was
Thanos. Up.
So no Infinity Gauntlet Thanos was that hard to beat. Like, he was so hard to beat. Like, I felt as if the way it was working, like, and then Captain America became enlightened. So enlightened he was worthy. And it just wasn't enough. Yeah. And then Thor dual wielded his hammer from the past, his Mjolnir and Stormbreaker. And then it wasn't enough. And then the Scarlet Witch, who said no more mutants and killed all the mutants in the comic books, followed with the full chaos magic. It still wasn't enough. And then Doctor Strange brought the whole world, teleported. Doctor Strange teleported from a planet back to Earth. So he was just somewhere on another planet. He just teleported back to Earth. And then he grabbed all his homies and said, we got to teleport everybody. We got to run this Infinity War back. And it was like, okay. So basically
you know how long it took him to do that?
Yeah.
Because Hulk snapped his finger. They had a whole fight. Captain America went down. Thor went down. Iron Man went down. Captain America got back up. That's how long it took for them to gather everybody together. You know what I'm saying? That was all from the first.
But you gotta think about it. See, Doctor Strange had to go forward in time to see that. Like, you gotta think about it. If you try to think about that, like, he had to say all of these things have to happen. Like, a fucking rat has to fucking stump over this fucking thing and let Ant-Man out of the motherfucking quantum realm. Ant-Man has like all this little shit. Like, if 1 in 14 million, like, all this shit has to happen just like this in order for us to beat this nigga.
Because that's how deeply crazy strong that purple alien was. He was impossible to beat when he had the Infinity Gauntlet on, and when he just had no Infinity Gauntlet, they was just piling. It was just the whole world had to fight.
And so he knew that, and then when they brought that nigga back, he came back to life. He was like, okay, shit, I'm here. He knew what to do because he had already went forward in time. So he was like, remember he had told Peter Parker like, yo, we got to get back. He got back and he got everybody together because he already knew. He was the only motherfucker who knew. And that's why he told Stark like, yo, if I tell you, you're not going to do it.
And that's what the Ancient One was on. The Ancient One must have been using the time stone like that too, because she knew everything about, You know,
She knew everything about motherfucking strength.
She knew what that strain was. I mean, she was just hiding information when she met her.
This shit's so great.
She was saying, "No, I'm not gonna train you." He was knowing he was gonna be the best.
So in conclusion, let's give our final remarks.
Man, that movie was great. I'm surprised that my daughter was, she really wants to see it.
Yeah, like
so we bought some tickets to Tuesday, so I'm gonna take her. Pick her up from school. We'll take her straight to the show. Me and I gonna watch.
And don't spoil it. So spoil it. So basically, the movie in summary is, alright, we gotta run this back. Yeah, run this back. Let's go. Alright, we got Captain Marvel. Alright, we killed Thanos. Alright, everybody's still dead.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, then Ant-Man comes out of the quantum realm and say, yo, everyone, we can run it back. We already ran it back.
No,
Thanos is dead.
Just sit the shit on the floor, man.
Thanos is dead, alright? No, we can run it back. We can run it back. I need you all to calculate running it back. And then the Hulk tried to calculate, and then the Iron Man calculated, and they was like, all right, here's our plan. Everybody, let's run it back. Let's go get the stones, and let's fuck this nigga up. Bring everybody back to life, and fuck him up. And then they went in the past, got the stones, and they was like, all right, it's time to run this back. Snap! Everybody's back to life. All right, okay, all right. Thanos was like, no, I'm about to intercept you running it back. And he just attacked them. And they was like, so what? We gonna run it back. And then Black Panther came and said, Bombay, let's fight this Infinity War again. Let's run this Infinity War back.
Hey,
and then they got
the fuck back like nickel.
And then Iron Man picked up the Infinity Stones and said, I am Iron Man. Snap! Alright, who's disintegrating this time, bitch? Who's disintegrating this time? But
Thanos still went out like a G though.
And then he just sat down.
Sat down. Like,
yeah.
Fucking shit.
Yeah.
You got this one.
He riding
that cinematography of just having him in the scene and he just standing there for 30 seconds before he disintegrates was great.
So what does that mean? Because I was looking for some closure.
And then Thanos, one snap. Avengers 2 snaps.
And I'm trying to wrap it up because I don't want to talk too much.
Done.
I'm looking for some closure in like an Infinity War when he said at the start that you aren't the only one cursed with knowledge. What does that mean? Was there any when Thanos said that shit to start? Remember when they were fighting on Titan and he said start and Tony was like, you know me? And he was like, yeah, you're not the only one cursed with knowledge.
Yeah, because you see, he was like, he knew the Avengers was. That nigga knew them since 2014. He knew them.
He knew them because they won. Because when I've been the first Avengers, you just low-key reported to Thanos. Yeah.
So I want to say that EndGame was definitely a great way to end a great 10 to 11 years of great movies. I'm glad I was able to witness it. I appreciate all the actors that lended they image to this great film, to this great Marvel series. I will throw this out here. I like what DC is doing too. You know, I just like
Aquaman was good.
I'm just right. You feel
I
me?
like Aquaman.
You know,
I know a lot of people who didn't like Aquaman.
When I compare Aquaman becoming enlightened to Captain Marvel becoming enlightened, Captain Marvel became so enlightened as she was falling, she destroyed the whole outer space thing. And then when Aquaman had the exact opposite, he became enlightened underwater, and then he controlled the Kraken and then defeated the whole war. I like Aquaman becoming enlightened. I thought that scene was better than Carol Danvers becoming enlightened.
And that's what it is, you know. I hate to bring up DC during a Marvel,
Thought that was good.
a Marvel reenactment, but my thing is this: I'm just a fan of great cinema. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I like the fact that DC is stepping their game up. That's gonna make Marvel step their game up.
Yeah, they trying anything.
Yeah, Shazam was good. Shazam was black.
Shazam was great and had my boo boo in it.
Yeah, that was the
Megan Good.
Oh, they had Megan Good in that.
You ain't see Shazam?
I ain't seen Shazam yet.
You mean the grown?
Well, I ain't gonna remove
The grown.
Oh,
yeah,
don't
I
ruin that for
I
me.
ain't seen it yet.
You fucking up.
I ain't seen it yet. But you know what? That's what I'm saying. That's gonna make that's superhero movies even better.
Shazam
when
was
it's
black.
competitive. You feel me?
Shazam was black. The champion was black. So
Then they're gonna do the Black Adam. The Rock is gonna play the Black Adam.
Oh, he gonna play the Black Adam? That's gonna be so great. I think this was the best version of Shazam. Sometimes people complain the comic book version was better, but that Shazam was great.
I don't like, we don't live in the era of comic books anymore. We live in the era of make a movie out that shit. So fuck all them niggas who be talking, who like those comic book purists. We ain't got no time for that shit. Like that era is over.
Comic books help develop the story.
Yeah, so we stand on the shoulders of that, right? But we really Saturday morning Saturday morning cartoon kids. We not the comic book kids. The comic book kids was motherfuckers from the 1940s when the shit was really, really popping, when niggas didn't have TV. But we the Saturday morning cartoon kids who got our Marvel, who got our DC doses. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but anyway, y'all, are we wrapping it up?
Yeah, we pretty much did our last.
All right, so we talked about Black Panther, we talked about Shuri, we talked about Iron Man, Captain America, the Hulk, Doctor Strange, Rocket Raccoon,
Ant-Man.
Peter Quill, Gamora.
Who else we talked about everybody, I think.
Yeah. I'm glad Gamora's back though. I don't want Gamora back. So then the question is what they're gonna use Adam Warlock for.
Damn, they
If
didn't
they're not
bring that
gonna use him
nigga.
for Infinity War.
I think he's gonna be the next guy at the Guardians.
They still didn't bring Adam Warlock back. He was supposed to be very pivotal in the month. In what you call it?
Infinity War. They're gonna probably have him in the Infinity Watch, because that's another group of heroes. He's in there, and then
he ain't show up.
And then so this was mutantless, Adam Warlockless, Infinity War. So no Wolverine in the Infinity War, no Magneto in the Infinity War. But still beautiful.
Still good. So, hey,
that's all contracts.
That's about it, man. I wanted to say I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done too.
Yeah,
the Phoenix is not gonna be better than this. Nothing's gonna be better than this.
Yeah, hey, shout out to Marvel, Disney, all you all, and make sure y'all go check out my single on Spotify. Type in "Pray to You," it's on Tidal and all that, man, everywhere. I enjoyed it, y'all.
Peace. Go see that shit.
Yo.
Alright.
All you gotta understand is that's it. EndGame.
Okay. 1 minute.